South Asia Alliance for Disaster Resilience is a platform where many different institutes, be they academic or they are coming from the purely research or administrative background, they are part of it. And one of our members, the BRAC University, the faculty professor, Professor Jainav, she mentioned this particular program in a SAADRI informal meeting. Then I felt, why not we should be part of it? Because whenever we talk about disaster, it is always having a very strong aspect of social aspects. And this, whether we take it from the vulnerability side, we take it from the social sustainability side, women become so very important partner to it. So it really resonated with all these aspects with which SAADRI is working together with so many partners. So we felt this can be a very good initiative to be part of it, and we are very happy that once this proposal was being shared with Professor Harshit Lakra of Architecture Department, IIT Roorkee, she readily agreed, and we got the right support from the present head of center, COE-DMM, and Professor Sumit Sen, and present head of Architecture Department, Professor Gaurav Raheja. So with all this cooperation, this particular program has reached what we can see today. That this particular initiative is so very fulfilling because it could excite the young minds. Young people during this very difficult period of Corona, when so much of restrictions are there and we are also not being able to come up with a very regular one-to-one meet, there to take this type of initiative and also to really do something together. So that is I think a different type of achievement which always this particular project will be remembered for.
This initiative is basically an activity which brings all the participants on the IIT Roorkee campus as well as nearby region, all the women coming together to build a low carbon building. And basically in this initiative, a low carbon bamboo building is being developed, also being in collaboration with the BRAC University Bangladesh, Heritage Foundation Pakistan, University of Glasgow, UK, and it is also a program which is being under the British Council, UK.
I think such initiatives bring together a cross section of people together, first of all, who converge on a particular agenda. We might study in our classrooms about environmental sustainability, social sustainability, economic sustainability, but such projects actually bring a convergence which I presume can spark of debates that what is really the problem, because there is no one problem. Environment is a pretty large idea of an ecosystem. And there's no one single problem that one person can solve. So are we even at terms, can we even see the problem collectively? So I would say solving the problem is a far-fetched goal and aim, but to converge on a problem, to initiate the process of dialogue, to even understand where we get stuck in solving the problem, at least takes us steps ahead into at least addressing the issues of the problem, if not in totality, at least in some portion. But becoming one in the creation of that shelter, I think it's a great community feeling. So there's it's a kind of democratization within which you have self-organized your roles in terms of who can do what and who is best at what. And accordingly, I think even we have got online participation from our students. So I think the most relevant part is that this is what you will carry for your lifetime. The structure will have a life. The space will have a value. we will all cherish it. But most important is the lesson, is the learning, uh, is the kind of expression that I hope would have given you an impact, besides the fact that it would have also given you some publicity around the world that yes, this was a team who built this, who tried this. And I think that's how I wish great success to this team. But at the same time, I'm also equally keen to learn from them, from their statements of what they think they learned in this whole process. So that's how I think I feel.
It was Professor Mahua Mukherjee who contacted me and connected me with Zainab from BRAC University. So they had this proposal where everyone was working together, all women were working together to build a low carbon structures, net zero structure. So I found it interesting, and we thought IIT Roorkee can also participate, become a part of it. And I found it particularly of interest because all women were participating at the first place, and it's the kind of format it had was very innovative, and it allowed a lot of leadership for women. And the other part was that it was not a competition, and we were unifying together just for a very good cause. So we were all working together, and without any competition in mind, and then how women from all over the world were uniting together for this common goal. So that I found very interesting. So I agreed to take it up, and so although the timeline was very tight, but we took it up, and I think we are very glad that we could collaborate with a lot of people, and equally we could get engagement from boy students, and then also with the community, and we could explore so much through this project. So I think that was a great learning experience, and still going on, and from here where we take it is another thing to decide and to work upon. I think low carbon structure for in our Indian context, and if we look at the vernacular, so it's about having a perspective to give value to those structure, what we see around, and to deal with its problem. Like what we did here is something which is coming from traditional, and it's coming from our local vernacular architecture, and there's nothing new we have done. It's only the change of perspective. We started seeing the value which it has, and with respect to that, we attained a considerable low carbon structure. I think it's allowing us to learn and explore what is there in our vicinity, in our radius, the solutions which are already there. So it allowed us to explore, and then it allowed us to also understand what kind of challenges are there in terms of availability of skill, in terms of availability of material. This is the structure which we have come up with. This is students' idea majorly. So this place will be used as a multi-purpose lounge for students, where they can have like exhibition, they can do open jury, they can have performances, or they can simply sit here and enjoy the place. And then we can also have open classes. So with that in perspective, this is designed, and it will be also be using all these surrounding areas as a viewing gallery for the place if something happens larger than that particular arena which we have. So let me take you around. So just to emphasize what we really did as a low carbon thing. So one is we have recycled a lot of materials. So our bricks, what we used, it's all coming from the junkyard of our institute. So we recycled bricks, we recycled other smaller size bricks for a brick bat in the flooring. So we really cut down on the carbon at that point. And then we have used lime mortar, which again has a low carbon value. Then we used bamboo, and then we have used grass, which is just coming from the jungle, local forest we have got it. So all these elements together has really made it low carbon. And further we worked on the wall area, where we made it like a flexible wall zone where we can have fabric and bamboo and other material as and when required, and we can work on the exhibits or as whatever is required we can do that way. This is still under construction, so we are going to work out the ramp also. We want to make it barrier free. Then we are working on the lighting for this. So this is the space which you can see. The students have worked out the flooring pattern as well, and you can see that it's partially mud plastering has been done. You can see on the wall surface also mud plaster has been done. And another interesting part is that we also had community working with us to help us, train us to build this roof structure. Plus we had our friend Giri, who is has hearing impairments. So he also teamed up with us to do the plastering work. He trained our students and we did it together. So that was another way of making this project really inclusive. So just talking about, we'll have one more entrance coming from that side. It's still incomplete work. That's going to happen. The ramp is going to come here, and then we're going to make a mound, recreate this mound. So we had to demolish this particular mound. So we're going to rearrange it to align with the structure. Then we're going to also integrate with the tree area and the sitting space there. And we are intending to make a wall of names where we intend to use slates so that we can have all the name of the team and all various partners we had in the project. So I think we were very fortunate to have all collaborators in that, from SAADRI, Center for Disaster Mitigation Management, Architecture and Planning. Then we also had Gati, plus we had BRAC University, with whom we were constantly getting all guidance and also motivation from all the other teams. So that was there. So we intend to make that wall here. And we also integrated horizontally. So we had students coming from Center for Disaster Mitigation and other department as well. So they also worked not only within the department, but they worked across other disciplines as well. And then not only limited to the university, but also with the community. We have people coming from the community and working with us. So we have Samya, who joined us here. And then we also worked with the community from the craftsperson which we got in this particular project. The way we collaborated at different levels, vertically, horizontally, that was very positive, very constructive. And Professor Shankar got involved, Mrs. Sharda got involved, and they connected us to the villagers, and we went there, explored things, saw their houses, the community's houses, and then we looked for craftspersons. So that was, I think the entire journey has been full of excitements, learning, challenges, and we have reached to a starting point from where we can really take it further ahead in setting up like what we can really do with the low carbon structure, what we can do with the local skills and materials, what we have in hand.
Till now it was, in the starting it was a little mixed experience, because we were actually told to design the structure, and that time we were having that mixed experience because we were not sure that would it be built or how it would go through. But then once the design was built and procurement of materials was done, we actually saw that it is happening, and then we felt really nice, and now I'm really happy, and it's a really nice experience. I learned a lot from this project. My interesting experience was the excavation part. That day, I don't know, I got really excited and excavated a lot of part of the site. So yeah, that day was my favorite experience till date.
In this project, I was the procurement team leader, and I was also overseeing the execution process. So the first thing was that this project was actually going to be built in a very short time, and we could also see the entire process like our site was in our campus, so we could visit any time. So then that was a very good thing. So obviously the roof, it was like coming from south, so this was the first time I'm seeing such a structure made. So that was a different element that I learned from here. So one of the interesting experience was when we were searching for materials. So the place that we found on the internet was not even there in real life. So it kind of made us realize that we will have to go out, venture out in the world to find out, what is actually there and learn rather than just sitting and Googling.
Hello, I'm Ritik Yadav in BRAC third year. Initially, I was involved in the design team and then in the execution and now a rooster team. Yeah. Honestly, it's very interesting to be a part of this project because students from each and every level are involved in this UG, PG and PhDs. So we get to interact with each one of them, which was not possible prior to this project. So it's kind of really interesting thing for me.
Like it's very first time when we are trying to get our hands on a real project where we can see various development phases of that particular project. So it's really good to know how the things are going to be executed. So yep, it's good to know.
Two ideas, sustainability and vernacularity. This excites me the more about this project. So, well, it has been a journey of several ups and downs. Like initially we were given a design and it has to be completed in 2 days. So we worked day and night, long nights without restless sleep. So yeah, we worked on that. It's been a quite astonishing experience for me. Quite handful learning I got from this project, and a small and a nice project can be delivered in quite small time. This I learned from this project.
My key learning was that the design that we have proposed, but the final form that we are developing, there's a lot of difference in it. So while a project is under execution phase, so we need to come up with a lot of changes in it according to the feasibility. So yep, that's one of my learning to do in this project.
Yeah, as Somil correctly said that the design changed. I would say that it evolved around during the process. First we designed it having a concept. The concept was same throughout the process, but approach to that concept changed according to the location what we are currently using, the site we have chosen. And yeah, as Pranav said that it was really ups and downs. Some days it was raining, so no work on that day. We were sitting idle at rooms. So, but other days we were completely the entire day we were working. So it's really interesting. Yeah.
This kind of buildings or construction has a big sensation of our emotions. So when I come and try to join to this job, I have learned more than the past. I learn how we deal with new materials like bamboo, like kinds of wood as eucalyptus, how I can deal with this kind of bricks. Every part of this pavilion is very important for me to learn how the properties of every material. Example, other kinds of bamboo, how much the diameter of every piece, simple beams, and other kind of wood, eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is very good resilience for weathering. This area has less quantity of raining during the year, but it's very suitable to use like this constructions as a type of vernacular architecture.
It's good to be part of something real, and this is exciting because it's going to be executed in front of my eyes and the entire department is participating in the project.
You have been working in hybrid mode and in a vertical structure, so how do you adapt to it? Share your experience.
It's been very hard. I was at home and everybody was working here on site. I wanted to give my inputs, but it was difficult because the meetings here weren't able to include us. So it was very difficult to be a part of this project, but now that I'm finally here, I'm happy that I could be a part of it. Sustainability is like peace to me. Everybody wants it, but nobody knows how to achieve it. It's going to be a long way, but it's good that we are taking our initiatives and our steps towards it.
So I have been involved since the first stages, like we submitted a design proposal, working in a group, and then we started working on that, detailing it out, then collecting the materials, visiting places for inspirations, etc. So I have been more or less involved in all the stages. So my experience has been very bittersweet, I would say, because since it was a very hybrid mode, it went on in a hybrid mode. There were people who were not available. There were people who were not, who could not adapt properly. We had issues among ourselves. Not to mention that there were many like things which we did not know. So yeah, it was bittersweet. During the design submission part, when we were thinking of different elements which could be made, we chose a site and we all went there as a group, and it was so fun because we did not know how to do it, but we were trying to do something. So the on-site, taking the site survey, etc. part was really very fun.
what is being replicated, being constructed here is what you see in the villages around here. Not immediately around Roorkee, but in the same district, in what you see in remote villages near Gendikata, Pili Padav and Naurangabad, in these areas. So you find structures like this using traditional materials, using materials that are locally available, and without the use of manufactured materials, without the use of processed materials, and entirely constructed entirely with local labor. Actually, sometimes these kind of structures are constructed by the family members or by the community members without any help from outside, without any expenditure even. So they are kind of a zero carbon architecture. They are organic architecture. They are sustainable examples of sustainable architecture, and they are also zero cost architecture, in the sense no money is spent in making of these things.
कुछ नहीं करना है यहाँ पे, इसको ये नीचे ना ऊपर जाएगा। ये वाला जो गांठ है ये बिना किसी उसके रुक जाएगा, बिना किसी सपोर्ट के। ये वाला गांठ इस तरह से, इसमें अगर डबल करना है आपको, डबल में नहीं होगा वो, डबल में
पहले सिंगल घुमाना है,
काली ऐसे होगा। अच्छा। अब ऐसे हो जाएगा। यहाँ से
दोनों से नहीं लेना है, एक से लेना है,
एक से,
तब जा करके वो टाइट
एक उलझ जाएगा ना, ऐसे करके। अब ये ले लिया आपने,
उसके एक सिंगल के अंदर घुसाना,
एक सिंगल के अंदर घुसेगा आपने।
पहले क्रॉस करना, मतलब ऐसे क्रॉस करना। अभी समझ में आया लड़कों को ज़्यादा काम क्यों मिलता है।
I will always say that it's really first thing first that it's so good that you could really be part of it from the very beginning. So you got an idea, the pre-design, design, construction, and that too are happening within our own campus. So you could be really part, not only part of it, probably you people are the creator of it. I should really tell that, and keep this lesson with you, whatever you are learning here, not only for this project, extend this learning and keep on implementing that in other projects as well in your future. I wish you all the best.
अच्छा, तो कोई ऐसी मुश्किल आई हो या कैसे कैसे आप बताओगे अपने अपने शब्दों में कि आप कैसे कैसा लगा कि आपको बच्चों से काम करवाना? जी बहुत बढ़िया लगा। तो कोई मुश्किल आई होगी बच्चों से काम करवाने में? तो जैसे शुरुआत में कुछ बच्चे हैं जिनका हाथ ढीला है, तो उनको सिखाने में क्या क्या थोड़ी सी तो आई होगी कि ऐसे ऐसे कैसे सिखाया, आप बता दो एक बार। अच्छा,
फूले बनाने बताएं, या जो पोता इसकी दीवार की हुई बताई हुई, इसमें बताया कि कैसे होनी,
बच्चे
मिट्टी लगती है
जी
जी, वो आई उधर से गांव से अपने
जी जी जी,
फिर इस पे पोता करा उनके साथ, उन्होंने भी करा, अच्छा लगा हमें बहुत।
ठीक है। तो बच्चे ऊपर जो है छत पे चढ़े थे
जी, उन्होंने भी गांठ मारी, उनकी रस्सी के कैसे गांठ लगी, थोड़ी ढीली लगी, उतनी नहीं लगी जैसे हम लगाते थे।
ठीक है।
ये अच्छा लगा, हमारे साथ वो ऊपर तक गए लास्ट तक।
ठीक है।
I would love to say that I think you students, the girl students there, all the boys there, you all did it, you know. Congratulations for making it happen. And just not you build the structure from your design conception to actually building it, but you also established a platform for co-learning. So it was learning happening vertically, horizontally, and you learned from the community, and I think you also taught something to the community as well. So I think you really established a very good example. You guys have become an exemplary to show how the co-learning happens in all forms. So I congratulate you and continue that. And never fear to dream and don't fear to fail, because this project taught us we came across so many challenges, so many things we had to change. We learned how to adapt, we learned how to explore. So I think never give up on trying and never be afraid of failing. So I think I congratulate you for, despite all the hurdles you had, you made it to this point, and you really learned a lot, and you are here displaying to the world what you have done. Congratulations.